Welcome back to the Dragon's Library. Today we are going to be going over the beginner guide for version 3.2 and 3.3, the anniversary patch. There's not very many changes, but there's going to be a lot of new players, so I wanted there to be an up-to-date guide because I don't know if any of the bigger YouTubers are doing any guides for this right now. The first thing we're going to be talking about is important events and convenes. So, for events, you're not going to be able to see all of them on mine. You're going to have like a beginner convene that will give you a 5-star in here. Let me see. It might be in the permanent events if I scroll down. No, it's not there for me. There's going to be an event in here that's going to want you to do a whole bunch of challenges that will give you a free basic banner 5-star. Your best option there as a new player is Verena, or you can just go ahead and take whoever you want off that, and you will have a beginner convene. Well, this is going to be the convene you're going to want to prioritize right now for you guys. It should be right down here, not this novice convene. This is a scam. Don't use it. Unless there's a really specific, well, not even a really specific character. This is just a scam. Technically, it's not super bad, but none of these characters are even remotely good anymore, besides for Verena still being a strong support option. But if you want to do this, you can. Not gonna force you not to. I don't recommend it, though. You're gonna have a banner here that's gonna let you pick any 1.0 5-star. I recommend Shorekeeper for the character. As for the weapon, highly recommend String Master. Or if you're planning on pulling somebody like Augusta, Gian's weapon is also a good option. That reminds me, I have 2 standard pulls here, so let's go ahead and see if I can get any luck getting a standard weapon. Nope, not with that one. Let's try one more. Okay, no luck with that. Okay, next we're gonna go ahead and move on to the store here and talk about the gacha and corals. So we just did the gacha. These are rainbow corals. This is gonna be personal preference. If you want to get dupes, as you can see here, you can buy 2 dupes in the shop per patch that the character's live if you already have them. This is cheaper than pulling the character again if you want wave bands. I personally don't care about sequence nodes except for in very specific circumstances, so I normally just use these to buy more pulls, and I don't necessarily recommend that. It's gonna depend on personal preference here. I definitely probably would recommend saving them because there are some characters that just get significantly better with only 1 wave band, like Mornier is a much stronger unit once she gets her sequence nodes. Next, blue corals. This is one of the main reasons you want to be pulling every patch. You can get 7 of these for standard banner, 7 of these for the limited weapon banner, and then 7 of these for the limited pulls. Every patch, just by pulling and getting these blues, which you get by getting blue characters and weapons and stuff whenever you're pulling on the gacha banner, like you saw that I did there, which I'm going to use to buy these now because I already have my rebates for those maxed out, but I haven't quite finished getting my modifiers yet. These let you change your main stat on echoes, but we'll get more to that when we get down to the echoes section. Next, we're going to go ahead and talk about character levels, weapon levels, skill levels, and soul phase union level. That might sound like a lot, but they're all kind of tied together. I'll go one at a time for you.
Look, a laser sword.
As you can see here, max level is 90. And there's a few different breakthroughs through there, but I think the best place to start isn't going to be them. It's going to be right here. So whenever you start the game, you're going to be a much, much lower union level. And your union level also ties to the soul phase level. The higher level you get, as you can see here, you can raise that. So at union level 20, 40, 60, you get soul phase ascension. And this lets you increase the max level your characters are capable of getting to. This is one of the main reasons why you want to try prioritizing leveling 1 to 2 teams at most, or like 3 to 6-ish characters. I normally don't recommend doing more than 4 or 5 characters. Uh, because you don't want them to get underleveled, and you have to hold back on ranking this up, because every time you rank this up, this is also going to increase the rewards that you can get from any of your runs in guidebook here. Okay, next we're gonna go ahead and go over the resonator. As I mentioned, this is tied to your soul ascension here. Let me go to run down to a character I haven't leveled that
Cool, right?
leveled up. So let's look at him. You can level them up to the first cap's going to be 20. And then as you can see here, now you're going to need another material, which is the Whispering Core here, to get him to the next ascension cap. I'll just go ahead and do this because I have an absolute buttload of extra materials. Okay. And now you can see here, now he can be leveled up again. This is tied to soul phase level. After you get soul phase level, it will let you level them up. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you skills real quick. As you can see here, you can't even level these up, period, until he gets ranked up again. So skill levels are locked behind character level, and character level is locked behind soul phase. Next, we're going to go ahead and talk about... Next, we're going to go ahead and talk about team building, pull value, and free-to-play team comps. So for that, go ahead and give me a second. I'm going to go ahead and hop over to Games 8. It's my preferred website to showcase that kind of stuff. Okay, I am back on Games 8 here. On Games 8, you can just go ahead and scroll down and find characters. This shows you who's currently on banner. These are the 3.2 characters for Phase 1 and Phase 2. We're currently in Phase 2, but we will be on version 3.3 in a few weeks. And I will have this video posted towards the end of 3.2, maybe start of 3.3 for the new Xbox players and such. Okay. The tier list. This isn't necessarily the most accurate, but this is the easiest way if you're trying to like find a character to click on to see what builds and stuff they have. Don't necessarily treat this as like an end-all be-all. The character's good, the character's bad. This tier list isn't all that accurate anymore, but it's okay. Like all of the characters up top here are going to be more worth pulling than all the characters in this tier, but it could be way more accurate, I should say. Like, not all these characters perform the same or even remotely close. So I think let's look at Amieth real quick. This is going to go ahead and show you her material here. And then if you scroll down, it's going to show you her rank. This isn't all that accurate, but it's okay. That's just like a banner thing. This is her stats at level 90 and such. If you go ahead and scroll down, weapons, as you can see here, she's good on EOG, which is going to be way easier for you guys to get. I'll show the standard banner weapons and tell you which ones are good, but Emerald of Genesis is a good standard banner weapon. And then, of course, this is her signature. Signatures are almost always going to be best in slot, but the question is by how much, because sometimes it's just not worth it to pull them. Okay, my bad. I forgot to put this in, so I'm gonna go ahead and stick this in wherever I stick this in the video. Uh, the good 5-star weapons for you guys to be pulling on the standard banner. There is a few of them. So the best ones of the blue weapons here, Static Mist is a good sub DPS weapon, and then EOG is good on a lot of sub DPSs and main DPSs. These are the only two that you really want to care about so far on the blue weapons. These are the Lahairoi weapons. These got added more recently. The ones that you care about here, Pulsation Bracer and Phasic Homogenizer. So this fist weapon and this pistol here are the only two good one, or the two I'd get here. Mainly Pulsation Bracer. Phasic Homogenizer not too bad, but it's competing against Static Mist, and Static Mist is better on a lot of more general characters, whereas Phasic is not as good on a lot of characters as Static, but it has a few characters that it's better on. But those are the good 5-star standard banner weapons. I hope you guys enjoyed this little segment that I forgot to put in. I'll go ahead and stick this in now. This is going to show you the echoes that are recommended for it and the recommended sets, so you know how to farm the echoes, which we'll do echoes right after showcasing everything on here. This is more in depth, showing you the weapons in a more specific tier list, or not tier list, but rank as to how much damage they're doing on the character. This is going to go ahead and show their best teams on some of the other characters that have more free-to-play options. They'll also show a free-to-play team. Amieth isn't all that good on free-to-play options. She kind of needs Lene to function at her best right now. Her Fusion Burst team might be a bit better about it, but I couldn't tell you for sure yet because we don't have access to her Fusion Burst team comps yet. Let me see. Is there a more free-to-play character here? Sure is. Augusta is a much better free-to-play character, and they will probably have her free-to-play team down here if I had to take a guess. This is the other weapon I was talking about earlier. This is Augusta's second best weapon, and you can get this as your 5-star weapon from your beginner banner if you decide you want to pull her. This is showing you her sets. Verdant Summit there again. This is her premium team. This is her dual DPS team. And let me see, do they have her free-to-play team? They might not have her free-to-play team, but she is a much better free-to-play DPS than Amieth is. But if you scroll through this, it will show you a whole bunch of what materials you need, what stats to prioritize on your echoes, or which order to rank up your skills. This is the skill priority tier list. Resonance, Lib, Forte, then Normal, then Resonance, then Intro is the priority for her. I highly recommend, if there's a character you want to know how to build, the in-game guides aren't bad, but if you want more details, I recommend Games 8. But now I'm going to go ahead and swap back over to the game so we can go ahead and talk about echoes and the other farming methods and what you should do when. Okay, we are now back in Wuba. Now we're going to go ahead and start by saying what should you farm when. When you're first starting, my recommendation is weapon and skill materials here, resonator ascension materials, and the advanced skill materials. You pretty much just want to avoid EXP and Echo. The reason you avoid EXP is because there's a whole bunch of free sources of this. I don't recommend spending your energy on it. And then the reason that you're avoiding echoes is because your echoes are going to get significantly outranked So you don't really want to farm these all that much until you can get a higher databank level. Now let me go ahead and show you databank levels, explain which levels you can finally start farming echoes optimally, and why you kind of want to wait until then. So the levels that you can start farming optimally, you can start as early as 15 here with a 30% drop rate for 5-star echoes. Not ideal, but you can start here because you can finally obtain 5 stars. And then after you start ranking up here, you jump to 50-50 at 17. And then you jump to 80-20 at 19. And then once you hit 21, it jumps up to 100. And this is where you can finally start focusing more energy onto farming echoes, because you know that the echoes that you're getting aren't going to be entirely garbage anymore. As for which echoes to farm, that is going to be more character specific. Same with the skill mats. You're going to want to go ahead and look at the character or look on Games 8. Games 8 will also tell you which one of these materials you're going to need, because it's going to be different depending on the character. Same with the weapon mats, the resonator ascension mats. Not every character is a unique material, but a lot of characters are different materials. You should also have a whole bunch of chests that you get that should help with a lot of these materials. And then these are your tacit fields. One other thing I'll go ahead and explain at the same time. You're not going to unlock these until later, but if you have a character that runs one of these sets, so Augusta, Chion, Galbrina, Chisa, these characters cannot be farmed through, or their echo sets cannot be farmed through traditional tacit fields. They can be farmed through nightmare tacit discord fields here in the nightmare purification. And pretty much what this is, doesn't cost energy. You can just do these once a day to get echoes from there. So you're gonna want to do these as soon as you can if you want one of the characters that uses these sets. And then these are also bosses that drop these sets as well. If you use one of the characters that uses these sets, you're going to want to get these versions of the bosses, not their normal versions. But that is something that you will find more about when you're specifically getting into build guides for characters. Last thing I'll go ahead and go through, and then I'll do a few polls for you guys. We're gonna go ahead and jump back to the store here. What is gonna be the most valuable for you guys, for you low spenders? The Lunite sub, assuming that you're consistently logging in, this is gonna have the highest value. And then the other thing that has a pretty good value, assuming that you're pretty good about logging in and doing your dailies, is the battle pass here. This is giving you like 9 or 10 limited pulls, and then 5, and then it's also giving you some standard pulls and stuff throughout, along with giving you some purple weapon boxes, modifiers. It just is a lot of help, especially when you're a newer player. Even when you're not a newer player, it's still kind of valuable, but it has more value to a newer player than it does to an older player, because there's more sources of this stuff as you get farther in. If there's anything I forgot to cover, feel free to leave it in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Now I'm going to go ahead and do a few polls here, and then I will call it for you. I should be able to get Lene within these polls because I'm already close to pity. Let's go ahead and see how many it takes. That's 72. And that is 73. This is Lene, because I already lost a 50-50 early to Couch.
Outlaw Blue, Apollo Orange, orange, hazard yellow, acid green. Wanna guess what color is my next pick?
Okay, nice. We got Lene. I needed her for my Amieth team. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Have a great day. Now I gotta get back to saving for Hiyuki like I feel like a lot of you guys will be.